Oh my gosh, is there so much to talk about today. As you may have heard, the body cam footage for the Holy Thursday Massacre was released, some of it anyway. So we're going to dig into that today. I also want to talk about how FWC is doubling down on this. Instead of coming in and trying to make this right, they're proposing new legislation that will effectively eliminate the exotics trade in Florida, reptiles and fish, almost entirely, and that will make it illegal to own thousands of species of animals. This video is going to be long enough though. There's a lot I have to cover on this body cam footage, so I will hopefully make a video about that tomorrow. But for right now, let's get into the body cam footage. Believe me, this is worth watching. Okay, so all of this footage is from Captain Jonathan Wright, the guy in the blue shirt, from his perspective, from his camera. This is some of the only footage they've released so far. There's nothing for the beginning of their interaction where they threatened him with arrest, which I would really like to see. But this is what we have right now, and it is plenty. So let's get into it.
And this one is not, this is not a retake. That's a boa.
So as you can see right there, this is one of the many instances that he acknowledges that that is a boa in that enclosure. Keep watching. So at this point, this is the first snake they've pulled out. They've asked Chris if he wants to help them. Obviously he doesn't want to help them, but it's his pet and he feels the duty to help. So he tries, and God bless him, because as you can see, he's struggling.
Yeah, I'm gonna let you guys do the next one. Okay.
I'm going to pause again. You see how Officer Lex there, the guy with the beard, throws the tail of that snake down like he's just disgusted with it? It's the same way he throws that snake in the trash from Chris's camera footage. Like he's just got some horrible distaste and hatred for these animals.
Yeah. I want to cry. Yeah, I mean, if you need to walk outside, you know, do what you got to do.
I'm going to video the rest of it, just so I have proof that they're gone.
Yeah, okay. And like you said, you can request, it is public record.
Yeah, his report and anything else.
So we got one more, the one medium one, and then it'll be the big ones. So, you still up for helping, or would you like us to bring somebody else? Well, I have no problem calling and having another officer come, so you don't have to help at all.
How long will it take them to get here?
I'll tell somebody to hurry up.
All right, yeah, let them do it.
Yeah.
It's breaking me out.
That's fine. That's why I asked, because I know earlier you said yeah, but...
It's hard.
Absolutely. Let me figure out who's around, and then I'll have somebody come help me.
Good, because I need a little break after these,
yeah.
after that.
Aw, poor Officer Lex is getting tired from murdering all the snakes.
It's starting to get him now. It's starting to bother him more. Yeah. Like, the longer it's taking, it's starting to bother him. Because he's like, you know, everyone that you're killing, I handmade by myself. So,
but he left after me.
That's fine, but I'm just kind of tell you, we're killing the dude's pets. Like, he's upset, just...
Yeah, I'm not going to do that.
Absolutely.
This could all be fabricated in my mind, but I know I'm not the only one who sees it. When you hear Captain Wright talk about we're killing this dude's pets and how sorry he feels about it, this is all after having mentioned that he knows he's on camera, he's got his body cam rolling, he knows he's got Chris's camera rolling. He's hyper-focused on these cameras. So you gotta take everything he says with that knowledge, that he's hyper-focused on it, and he's not going to say anything that would incriminate himself. Especially since, as you just saw, he told Chris, you can request this body cam footage anytime.
You go.
So we're using the bolt gun. They're reticulated pythons, they're a prohibited species. And we'll explain later. But they're all retics. They're Burmese and retics, and he was denied for his permit to keep them after a certain time. So when he got denied, he was written for having them, and then they were constructively seized a year ago, and nobody ever did anything with them. And so they've just been here for a year, and now we just showed up.
In case you missed that, he was trying to get a permit, he was denied, and then they forced him to hang on to the snakes for a year. He moved over 100 snakes out of state in 90 days. He had 34 left. He could have moved them in that year. He would have moved them in that year. But they told him to hang on to them.
You know how these work?
I've seen it once.
Okay, so You just put it on, you pull the trace safety, and smash down. So
Am I doing that, or am I holding it?
It's up to you. How comfortable are you with a snake? Would you rather do that than be hands-on, or would you rather be hands-on?
I can do either one.
It's up to you, man.
I only have handled one python.
Okay.
You want to practice one? Is he going to do that?
Yeah, he can do it. He don't need to practice.
Okay.
So we'll tell you. So there's
So you lift this up?
no. You pull this as a safety.
Oh, you hold it.
And then you just smash, like you hit down, and eventually it'll bruise.
Boom.
Because it's like a
Bolt
shotgun. It
comes
just
out
boom.
and comes back in.
So it shoots in, and then it comes back into it, and
So-
you'll know.
So then they get this young officer in there who clearly has no clue what he's doing. They tell him, we'll explain it all to you later. Here's this bolt gun. He's like, I don't know how to use this. Officer Lex is like, maybe you should practice. And Captain right there is like, nah, he doesn't need to practice. It's fine. He can practice on the animals. This is something that takes training to be able to use correctly and humanely. Their process is supposed to be to use the captive bolt gun and then come in with the pithing needle and destroy the brain tissue so that the animal doesn't suffer. That's the part that they neglected to do. This young man has no idea what he's doing. He's literally looking at the tool like he doesn't know which side the pointy end comes out of.
You just smash, like you hit down,
And the other officer says, nah, he doesn't need to practice. What?
notice.
The snake has the two eyes in front, and you see where the back of the jaws are, right? Where they stick out there. An X right between in there, and that's where you want to put it. The eyes and the back of the jaws.
So here you have Officer Lex explaining to this new fella where to place the bolt gun. He points out the eyes, he points out the jaw. These men have killed probably thousands of snakes using this method. They've looked very closely at the heads of Burmese pythons and reticulated pythons. They know that head shape inside and out. Unfortunately, literally. Here's a picture of a Burmese python head. Here's a picture of a retic head. And here is a picture of a boa head. You can see the heads of the Burmese python and the reticulated python are stocky, a little rounder, a little wider, and they have those heat pits along their jaw. The boa head is completely different. Their eyes stick out further, their snout is pointier, and they don't have those heat pits. For guys who have been up close and personal with as many Burmese python and reticulated python heads as these guys have, they should certainly be able to tell the difference.
So all these are boas.
And once again, acknowledging the boas.
That's like, what would you say, Jonathan?
That's probably closer to 14.
Yeah.
Are these guys really having a snake measuring contest?
About 14.
12.
It's bigger than that. I had an 11 yesterday. Mine was 12 yesterday. You good with that one? Yeah, it's about 12.
Oh. I got tagged.
Yeah, he got smoked.
Look at the joy on Officer Lex's face. Like he just bagged this big python, the great white hunter, out in the wilds of a warehouse where he tracked this fearsome predator back to its locked enclosure that it never left, and then pulled it out and stabbed it in the head. Look at the pride on his face.
Here.
Unbelievable.
After I called,
All
because
right,
we
who's
knew.
next? I've done most of them.
It's like he can't contain his excitement.
All right.
Pause again. Here you see Captain Jonathan Wright grab the tag on the boa enclosure. The tag that, as he's verified multiple times, says it's a boa
Here.
constrictor. This is moments before he tells them to unlock the cage and they pull the boa out.
Chris?
So you need the keys for all these. To unlock all these, you got like just undo all the
Another
locks.
smile from Officer Lex.
Not yet, but I'm gonna have to.
Let's
tap him on the head.
Remember, this is the one that struck at you
Yeah.
earlier.
Hey, buddy.
And here's what we already saw from the other camera angle. I'm not going to make you watch them pull the snake out and kill it again. So let's jump to their reactions after the fact. I'm sorry, I know I'm pausing this a lot, but there's so much I want to say about this. Did you see that? Let me play it back for you. There it is from two different angles. I saw it in the first video. Having it from a second angle makes it unmistakable. Officer Lex just kind of goes, oh well.
Just throw it in.
And here you have Officer Lex trying to hide the body back in the enclosure. This would be the only snake that they tried to put back in the enclosure instead of just throwing it into a trash can. What was his thought process there? What was he thinking? I'm just going to put it back in there so that Chris doesn't see that we killed it. And then what? Tell him he stabbed himself in the head? Clearly he was trying to hide the body of that snake by putting it back in the enclosure. Even if it was temporary and he was going to tell him at the end anyway, it's still so shady. So instead, Officer Jonathan Wright tells him to put it over in the corner.
Just throw it there.
This next part, all of these apologies and, oh, we made such a big mistake and we were just tired and all of that, he's telling to his fellow officers who should already know this, if it's true. So the reason he's saying this is solely for our benefit and for Chris's benefit, who he's already told can get the body cam footage anytime he wants.
So the one on the top we weren't supposed to kill. Oh man, because it's such a long day, dude. We just made a mistake. Can't believe we didn't pay attention to that. Huh?
What kind of snake was that one?
It was a boa constrictor, but it's pregnant.
Just, dump it in there or no?
Yeah, probably. It's a boa, but it's pregnant with like a hybrid that's really expensive.
So now you hear, as they're bagging up snakes in the back of the truck, this young officer asks Officer Wright, what kind of snake was that? He still didn't even know what kind of snake that was. They killed it, shoved it in a corner, he still didn't know what kind of snake it was. And then Officer Wright proceeds to tell him it's a hybrid. A hybrid of what? This shows how little these guys know.
And it's not his, it's the other guys, it's the partners, and you know, just one of those.
Yeah, like a fucking nightmare.
It happens. It was a mistake. We didn't do it on purpose.
Shove it.
We've been here since like, I don't know, 12 o'clock. Oh man, I feel so bad. Almost threw up when that just happened. I already feel bad like doing it at all. Like I don't even want to do this.
Yeah.
And then we accidentally make a mistake and we kill the wrong snake. I feel bad, bro. I mean, I feel it's a boa, but it's a rare and it's the mate right now. It's like $10,000 snakes, like the babies. They're really expensive bred. It's a mistake. So. Yeah. Just say it how it is.
There's the boa's dead.
The what?
The boa.
We
Pregnant boa.
messed up.
No.
Yeah.
No. Oh my God, that guy's gonna fucking flip out. What is wrong with you guys? Who did it?
Real, hold on. We're shaking just like you are. Trust me.
Is there a way to maybe save the baby?
Can we save it?
Oh no, dude. This guy's gonna go bananas. Oh my God. Why?
It was a mistake.
There's a mistake.
How? I reminded you 10 times.
Chris. We know.
Chris.
Oh my God.
Hey.
No, you don't
It
understand
can
what
get,
you guys just
it
did.
can get fixed.
You can't
The
fix
state's gonna fix it.
it. You can't
Relax.
fix it. What
It
just
can-
happened.
it can get
Relax.
fixed.
You can't fix it. You just killed something that wasn't illegal, and it had about $100,000 worth of fucking babies.
Hey, keep an eye on him.
Make sure you.
Keep an eye on him. Thank you. Paul John.
This part of the video, they turn off the audio to their cameras. FWC is notorious for this. They did it with the white rhino case a little while ago. They did it with the Iguanaland raid. I don't know if it is illegal, but it should be considered evidence tampering to turn off the body cam footage or mute the body cam footage. It completely defeats the purpose of having a body cam if officers can turn them off and on whenever they darn well please. And yet this is something that FWC does all the time.
No, he told me make sure I save the carcass.
Okay, so
he sued
that
you
was,
guys.
and that's,
This
and
guy's
that's,
like,
I can't tell you, I
he's
can't give legal,
devastated.
I understand.
Hold on. So they want us to take it with a property receipt.
No,
No.
he ain't giving it to you. No fucking ways.
He wants
giving you
the
this
carcass.
snake. You're out of your fucking mind.
Yeah.
It's a boa constrictor.
This is just absolutely bat poop crazy. They say they want to take the boa constrictor and give him a property receipt. The boa was not illegal to have. They had no right to kill it. They have no right to take it. It is not the property of the FWC. It was not relinquished to them because it is a legally kept animal.
He lives down the street from here.
I want reimbursement for it.
We're on the
I'm on the phone
we're on the phone with
hold on a
our
second.
supervisor.
Hold on a second.
Our supervisor's on the phone.
That's a
With the
15-year-old
owner.
snake, man.
What? Probably.
Yeah, hold on.
Probably
No,
from
it's not
Lex,
Chris.
yeah.
This is the owner. What's your name, sir?
My name is Bill
Bill.
McAdams.
Bill McAdams.
Hold on.
Yes.
Hey, Bill, this is John Dozenady. I'm the supervisor of Lex and John who are down there.
Yeah, they don't know what a boa constrictor looks like.
I pointed it out and I explained the whole situation.
We want to do a necropsy on the snake, just to verify.
Here they go on to explain that they want to do a necropsy and make sure that they're telling the truth about the babies, and Bill intelligently tells them he'll have somebody do it himself. Somebody private. I wouldn't trust those guys with anything.
You've heard Lex say it. We didn't want to be here in the first place. Neither one of us wanted to kill any. It's our job. I understand, but you got.
You're working for scumbags. You're working for scumbags. I'm telling you the truth. You're working for scumbags.
There's
nothing that these snakes are doing in Everglades that hurting anybody.
I work in conservation law enforcement. Think about what I just signed up for. I work for conservation law enforcement. So I mean, it sucks.
And they make the rules.
They do. It's my job to enforce them. So,
Yeah, but they change the rules when it suits them.
like I said, I feel horrible. It was an honest mistake. It happened. We owned up to it.
I'm more upset about the boa constrictor because I'm trying
Correct.
to make
Correct.
things back.
And I agree. Lex, I have them.
No, I mean I showed
That
Lex
was-
5 times that it was a boa.
He
I
100%.
adamantly told him, don't touch this snake or we're all going to be in hell.
Sir, I'll tell you the same thing I told him. He did tell us. We made a mistake.
I was sitting there, they want to prove that it had the babies in there that we say that they did.
Okay.
Obviously, if you're calling it a money snake and it has babies, but listen, that's more money. We need to be able to prove that. And the necropsy is going to help you in that
The
aspect.
snake itself ain't worth all the money. It's
But
all
the babies, but this is what I'm saying. So you have the babies. The way we prove that they have babies is we do a necropsy. And then it's on.
I think it would benefit you, to be honest.
If you do fix it, then I appreciate that, but you guys have never done anything you said you were going to do for me.
That decision is going to go, I mean, this is going to be well
That's what I
documented.
said.
It's going to have a
John knows me
report.
from
You're
way
going to have the
before I
video
knew you.
cameras. You're going to have everything. There's nothing to hide. Nobody did here anything sneaky or anything like that. It was a mistake. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, we'll help you with anything. I mean, like you said, I've tried to be straight up. We'll help you with anything you can.
Believe
Man.
it or not, that's what I'm here for. I'm not perfect. I make mistakes. I know it's hard to believe, but
No, Officer Lex, it's not hard to believe. We know all about how your ego got bruised, and so you had to stalk a woman and open an investigation against her and harass her because she hurt your feelings. I'm not going to get into all of that here. I think Nerd has a video covering that, so you guys can go over there and check that out. You can also go check out their video on this body cam footage. Donnie was the first one to break this over there. Tim over at Intrepid Exotics did a great job covering this as well. I'm going to link his video below as well. Tomorrow is FWC Day. If you don't know what that is, go over to USARK Florida's pages. I will link those below. It's an event held at the Florida Capitol in Tallahassee. Starts at 9 a.m. May 2nd, which is tomorrow, where you'll have an opportunity to speak to some of the legislators about all of this, and I implore you to be professional if you go. Think about it like a relationship. If you start calling them names, if you start insulting them, if you start using arguments that don't line up with the facts, they're not going to listen to you. They're going to get defensive or they're going to dismiss you, but you will not be heard. Speak professionally, behave professionally, and this could be a really good opportunity for us. I'm in New York, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to get much footage from the FWC Day event, but if something does come up, or if there's something to talk about from it, I will bring it here to you. Be on the lookout for the video coming out soon about the legislation that the FWC is trying to pass now. That is going to affect all of us. If they're able to ban almost every species down there, the states that look to Florida to see what they can get away with, states like New York, where I am, will follow suit. So this could very likely come home. What happened to Chris and Bill is not something in a faraway land that's not going to affect us. It could happen to each of us in the near future if we don't do something about this. This has zapped the life out of me, so I'm going to go lay down. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please leave a like so this conversation keeps going. Let's support every video out there that has something to do with this, every post out there that has something to do with this. Consistency is key, and we can't let this just fade away. So again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.